Hi everyone. New York Anime Festival is officially over, and I figured I would give a video of my thoughts and my opinions on everything that happened there. First off, I want to thank every single person who waited for me. I realized I was having a lot of problems with these boots I was wearing. I knew it was going to be a problem before I left South Jersey, but I didn't realize how big of a problem it was going to be because I did buy tape and I did buy safety pins, but I left them in New Jersey with my feather and all the makeup I bought, so the whole time I wasn't in the right mindset. I was walking around feeling like I was dressed in an unfinished cosplay, which, totally sucks and takes away from how much I'm able to express myself. Like, I didn't feel like I was myself for a lot of the con. I felt like I was just really boring to be around, to be honest, because I am usually a much more fun person. But the whole time I was like, shit, this sucks. And then Thursday night I was staying at Dennis's house, and we went shopping at CVS, and I don't know how, but I didn't buy safety pins or duct tape, and it just sucked. Thankfully, Deanna gave me some safety pins, which helped for a little while. So Friday, got to the con. I had to wait for my one friend Kira to bring me my printed out confirmation so I could get my badge. So I had to wait like half an hour for that, and then I had to wait like an hour for my friend who bought me some safety pins. And she didn't buy me duct tape like she said she would, but she brought me some safety pins, and that helped a lot. Not as much. I mean, by Sunday, because Friday night I went home and I fixed the boots a little more with like a hot glue gun and some fabric. Like, I just quick rigged it. But Friday night I fixed them. Saturday I was still a little not so good with them, but Sunday the boots were fine. I was still very slow walking in them because I didn't want anything to go wrong, but by Sunday I was much better with the boots than I was on Friday. Okay, so Friday was probably my favorite day of the con, which is a bad thing, because any con goer knows that Saturday is the big day. That's supposed to be the good day. Friday was my favorite day. I met the battle director for Final Fantasy IX, who also, I guess, is the American producer for 11 and 14. Don't quote me on that, though. But I met him, and that was like amazing, because he came up to me. I don't recognize him. He came up to me and he said, "Are you Kuja?" And I was like, "Do you have to ask?" Just trying to be in character, of course. And he was like, "Oh my god," and I was like, "Oh," and he told me who he was, and I was like, "Oh my god, you made my life." And he was like, "Oh, you too," and it was like amazing. I was so happy I met someone who worked on my favorite game. I didn't get to play 14 the whole weekend. That kind of sucked, because they did have demos for 14 there, but I didn't get to play them because there were so many people in the dealer's room. But then, like, as I was walking down the stairs to get my badge on Friday, I heard a voice behind me that said, "Oh, music boy," or something like that. And I turned around and I see this Kefka cosplayer, and I was like, "Oh god, here we go." Just like Otakon with the Kefka that messed with my feather, that here's another Kefka who I guess loves to torment Kujas. I wish I could have been more in character like I was at Otakon and just snap back with something sassy. But, like I said, the whole Friday I was like, ugh, these boots. But her and I actually hung out a long time. I probably hung out with her definitely more Friday than anybody else. And we took some really good pictures by the throne. It was probably a bad idea for us to hang out for so long, though, just because we weren't able to move very far. I think the whole time we were hanging out, we moved, like, from the pre-registration area to the dealer's room. I don't know, that was it. Like, we didn't go... Oh, wait, no, we went to the food court. We went to the food court and we didn't eat anything. I wasn't hungry, but, I don't know, it just seems like a pointless thing to go and not eat. But that was basically Friday. I went back with Kira to her house on Long Island to celebrate my friend's birthday. After that, I fixed up my boots, but because of all that, I didn't get sleep till like 2 in the morning. So I overslept, and Kira overslept because she had a lot of work to do on her cosplay last minute. And we didn't end up getting to the con Saturday. Like, we got there 2 or 3 hours late, which was just terrible. I was like, this con just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And then to top it off, I didn't have my wig with me. I left it in Deanna's car on Friday night. So I had to go to the dealer's room with all my big bags on Saturday, get my wig, go to the bathroom and change, and then walk with my big bags as Kuja to the bag check with my boot malfunction still going on. So all of that aside, that was finally over. And I have to say, a lot of people liked Kuja a lot more at this convention. I mean, not liked me as Kuja, because everyone at Otakon was pretty, like, oh, Kuja, yay. But there were some people who seemed like they were really big fans of the character at New York Anime Festival. Like, I got glomped twice, like, surprise glomp. People just ran up and glomped me. And lots of people told me, like, oh, Kuja's my favorite character ever, and that was pretty cool. On Saturday, my friend Kat was my Mikoto, that's Kuja, and Zidane, not Zidane, Zidane's little sister. So that was cool to walk around with. I felt bad because not many people recognized her, because I guess, not everyone plays the game, and then the ones that do, I guess, don't finish it or overlook a side character. But Saturday was crazy. It was not good. I went into the dealer's room with my friend Kat and May. May was cosplaying Trinity Blood, and if anyone knows Trinity Blood, big hats. So the dealer's room, it was honestly, I'm not even exaggerating, it was one of the worst experiences of my entire life walking in there. My cape got stepped on so many times, I was bumped into, people were in there with strollers. Like, honestly, it's a fire hazard. Like, I don't see how that wasn't addressed. People die from being trampled at, like, concerts and stuff when, like, a fire alarm goes off out of nowhere. If a fire alarm had gone off at New York Anime Festival, dead serious, I do think people would have died from being trampled. Because that's how cram-packed it was in the dealer's room. It was not fun at all. It was terrible. There was no division in the dealer's room, like Anime Fest stuff, Comic-Con stuff, which would have helped so people weren't, like, crossing into each other all the time. I mean, I went to the convention intending not to buy anything. I didn't buy anything. But it just sucked. Like, I would have still liked to be in that room because there were a lot of people in there, a lot of people whose picture I might have wanted to take I might have wanted to take. But it was just so terrible in there. I can't even stress it enough. I'm trying to, but it was just way too many people. People in wheelchairs, baby strollers, and I just have to say this. I'm sorry if I offend anyone, but I think Comic-Con people who go strictly for Comic-Con, are very rude compared to people that go strictly for Anime Fest. Like, people who only like comic books and not anime, they're very, from what I could tell, they're rude, they're crude, and they're lewd. I guess, like, being a comic book fan, an American comic book fan, I guess is more widely accepted than being an otaku. So they're a little, I don't know if that makes any sense. But, I'm trying to word it because I just can't express it really well. But they were just kind of rude. And they bumped into me a lot. And so it just really wasn't fun in the dealer's room on Saturday. Actually, another sad thing about a con, a con is bad when you have more fun in one random corner for 2.5 hours than you do anywhere else that day. Me and my friends found some random corner near where the pre-registration line was, and we sat there for no lie 2.5 hours on Saturday, the biggest day of the con. And we sat there, and we had so much fun there. I think I had more fun in that corner than I had all of Saturday, certainly, and probably all of Sunday, too. But it was bad. Eventually, this Ty Lee from our Avatar cosplayer came up, and she was talking to us. And then she wasn't able to leave because, we had Codex from the guild, she really did an amazing job. My friend May as Seth Nightroad from, sorry, I'm repeating myself so much. Seth Nightroad from Trinity Blood, male Kuja, and a really good Ty Lee, amazing Ty Lee. She had, like, the whole bubbly thing going on. And Ty Lee's my favorite Avatar character. But basically, people were taking our pictures over and over again, and it was crazy. So, Ty Lee was finally like, okay, I gotta go, because I can't leave. So she ran off, and then we were like, oh, maybe we should try and do something. So we went down to the food court, and we ate. The food is the best thing about this con. It was affordable, and it wasn't really that bad. And then we went to the Masquerade. Sucked. The Masquerade sucked. Uncle Yo, I love Uncle Yo, but he was not a good at Masquerade host. Because you could tell he had no idea what was going on, and he just talks too much. He's funny, he's a funny guy, but when there's time constraints. And he had to give his opinion after every skit, and it wasn't just like a small opinion like the Masquerade host at Otakon. It wasn't like a witty one-liner, it was like, let me go on and on and on and talk about something totally unrelated.